Welcome back, students. Let's open up the central dogma of molecular biology that we discussed in brief in the previous video. How the genome instructs the formation of a protein, how the gene is read, and how the protein synthesizing machinery works out the instruction given on the DNA. It needs a messenger RNA. So we discussed in brief about the process of transcription, that is, of the two strands of DNA, one of the strands would copy the instructions to a messenger RNA, which will pass the instruction to the ribosome as to how the protein should be, what amino acid sequence the protein should have. So this was in brief explained in the previous video. Replication we have done in detail, that is a part of central dogma. Now we'll start with transcription. Transcription will have a sub-step in case of eukaryotes where the mRNA formed would need processing. That means post-transcriptional modification would be required in cases of mRNA formation in eukaryotes. In prokaryotes that is not needed. So we'll take that processing in the next video, and then again later we will take translation, that is how the language is decoded into proteins language. So let us move ahead with what is transcription. The process of transfer of sequence information from DNA to RNA. Here we are restricting our study to mRNA. All the types of RNAs are formed from the instructions of DNA, but here we are talking about mRNA. So how one of the strand called the template strand or the antisense strand would form its complementary mRNA, which would have the sequence same as the coding strand called the sense strand, except for thymine replaced by uracil. Okay, now let's take a look at how this process of transcription differs from that of replication that we have done. Here the copying of genetic information occur only from one strand. That means just like replication, there is copying, but there it was both the strands of DNA, forming its replica, so that double-stranded DNA could be formed, which secures information. But here the mRNA formed would only be from one strand. Only one strand acts as a template and is transcribed to RNA because the bases should remain exposed to be read on the ribosome. So the other strand does not form the mRNA at the same time. Why both the strands of DNA are not transcribed? This is an important question mentioned in NCERT. So to understand this, let us first talk about what is a transcription unit. We have already discussed that gene is a segment of DNA. Think about 2.2 meters of DNA as in case of human cell. So a particular gene where instruction is given for a particular protein, that segment forms a transcription unit which has a promoter site, a terminator site, and a structural gene. What is promoter site? We will discuss, but before that let us take these two strands which I have shown in two different colors as given in NCERT. The blue strand here is written as template strand. That means it is going to act as the parent strand to make mRNA. The other strand here, which is in 5 to 3 direction already, this is not going to take part in transcription. But still it is called the coding strand or the sense strand or plus strand. The strand which is in 3 to 5 orientation will make mRNA. RNA polymerase also polymerizes the strand in 5 to 3 direction only. So definitely for transcription, it is only the 3 to 5 direction strand taking part in mRNA formation. The 5 to 3 strand will not. The promoter site is the sequence, it's a region with sequences of bases that signals the enzyme RNA polymerase where exactly to attach and start the synthesis and in which direction. So this will guide that RNA polymerase. This promoter region is called upstream. Upstream when you refer it with phi dash of the coding strand. Upstream, this upstream means starting of the coding strand. Though it is not taking part, it will displace off. So this strand is called the coding strand. 5' end is the promoter site, so it will cover the whole coding and template strand. So template strand's 3' end becomes the promoter where the process begins, transcription process begins. So it has got RNA polymerase recognition site and other areas for attachment of other factors. RNA polymerase alone cannot do it. Other factors are needed to start the process. That is promoter. Terminator sequence, as the name suggests, it is a sequence of bases acting as stop signals. It is going to tell RNA polymerase, stop making mRNA. No more sequences are there for that protein. So it will instruct. And the terminator region is located downstream of the structural gene. What is structural gene we will discuss. That is at the 3' end of the coding strand. 5 is the starting, 3' is the ending. So this is the downstream area. So with reference to coding strand, we talk about terminator or promoter. Now what is coding strand? Why we are calling it coding strand? This has got the gene or the sequences instructing a particular protein. The protein that we are going to make this gene express. So it is called coding strand. But strangely, this coding strand is not taking part in mRNA formation. It is being displaced off. Only when it is displaced off, it allows the other strand of DNA to act as a template to make mRNA, which would have same sequences as the coding strand, except for uracil in place of thiamine. So the template strand, because template strand and coding strand are complementary to each other, definitely the mRNA formed would be complementary to template strand and same, that is identical as the coding strand. Only then this instruction can be carried to the ribosome by the mRNA. Of course, uracil in place of thiamine. So, with reference to coding strand, the promoter and terminator regions are referred. It can be flipped, like suppose this is the strand having the instruction for the protein. So this becomes the coding strand. Now the template strand would be this, which has to make mRNA with the sequence same as the coding strand. So definitely then the promoter would be on this region and terminator would be on this region, because they are referred with the coding strand's upstream position. This is the coding strand, so its upstream position becomes this one, 5'. So you have to write promoter here. And the downstream position for coding strand will be 3', so you will write terminator here. So what I say is, with reference to the coding strand, we decide which is promoter and which is terminator. And then mRNA would be synthesized in this direction of the from the template strand, that is, which is in 3' direction. There, at the promoter site, the RNA polymerase would bind. Like that it goes. Structural gene is referred to the gene on the template because that is going to make the mRNA same as the coding strand. Now you can go back to the previous screen and read what I have written to get the answer why both the strands cannot transcribe. See, naturally it is in such a way that at various transcription units throughout the length of DNA, there are so many transcription units. If both the strands make mRNA, it will be such a complicated process. At various transcription units, two different types of proteins would be formed, because the sequences of mRNA formed from this strand and the sequence of mRNA formed from the other strand would be complementary. So that will code for two different proteins, which can be quite complicated process. And this is happening at so many transcription units at various positions of the DNA, because the cell needs so many proteins at a time. So that it has to be managed. So both the strands will not code for the same protein at a time normally. And that researchers say that it is not found that both the strands have promoter site. At the same transcription unit, both the strands do not generally have the promoter site where to begin the transcription. Only one strand has. So that way it is meaningful that both the strands should not make protein at a time. And suppose, second point, suppose both the strands make mRNA. What would be the mRNA like? They would complement each other and they would become double-stranded mRNA. and double-stranded mRNAs cannot translate. They are, bond together. They are complementary. They are not exposed. So they cannot translate into protein. The whole process of transcription will go waste now. Coming to the steps of transcription. What is the enzyme which does the polymerization? It is RNA polymerase, which will catalyze the formation of mRNA in 3 steps: initiation, elongation and termination. But remember, RNA polymerase actually only takes care of elongation by itself. To initiate the process, it needs a factor called sigma factor, without which it cannot bind to the promoter. To end, it needs a factor called Rho factor, without which it does not understand where to stop forming mRNA. So, how does it catalyze? First, the step initiation. RNA polymerase has a great affinity for DNA. So it keeps moving along the DNA strand to find a position where to start the process. But because it has great affinity, it goes on moving randomly and does not bind unless it sees a sigma factor. That is called the initiation factor. When it associates, this is the green one, triangular one is shown as RNA polymerase. When it associates with the sigma factor, it stops moving and binds to the promoter site, where it gets signal to open the helix. As it binds, it gets signal to open the helix, means to form a bubble called transcription bubble. Here it is very small bubble shown. This is the bubble. So here it will form a bubble like structure. The 2 strands will separate. The bases would be exposed and no primer is needed. RNA polymerase does not need a primer like in replication DNA polymerase needs. So here it will start adding nucleotides. Okay, once it adds the first nucleotide, which is complementary to the base on the template DNA strand, it will take the next nucleoside triphosphate, ribonucleoside triphosphate from the cell pool, from the nuclear pool, and it will make phosphodiester bond between the 2. This accomplishes initiation process. Once initiation is done, by the first phosphodiester bond formed, the sigma factor's work is over. It dissociates, it goes away, and only now RNA polymerase remains, which is also known as the core enzyme or the main enzyme. This has a great affinity for DNA, so when released from the promoter, when sigma factor is gone, it moves down the gene and is responsible for elongation of the RNA chain. How? By adding more and more ribonucleosides complementary to the base of the template strand. The strand which is in 3 to 5 is the template strand. The blue one is displaced off because that is the coding strand. So that is how elongation goes on. So main points of initiation, main points of elongation, that is, it is going on adding ribonucleosides. And as it goes on adding ribonucleosides, only a small portion of mRNA remains bound to the RNA polymerase. The other part which is already done is hanging off. It is being displaced off, falling off, but held at the RNA polymerase where it is still binding, where it is still forming. Unlike replication, where the new strands goes on being bound to the parental strand, here the 2 DNA strands where transcription is over, they recoil, they again form helix, but mRNA tries to fall off, being held only at one particular place. Then how does it reach the termination? How does it realize that it has reached termination? As the RNA polymerase goes on forming mRNA, when it reaches a place where sequences are such that it is giving a stop signal, stop sequence, Rho factor comes and associates with the RNA polymerase. Then RNA polymerase realizes, stops further formation, and it falls off. The polymerase falls, the nascent, newly formed RNA also falls off. So transcription is over. If the steps are clear, it is almost the same both in prokaryotes and eukaryotes, except that in prokaryotes there is one type of RNA polymerase doing the complete transcription, whereas in eukaryotes 3 different types of polymerase are needed to accomplish transcription. Another difference is mRNA, before being released completely, translation may begin, that is, it is simultaneous, whereas here it needs processing. So how the pre-mRNA is modified to a mature RNA, we will discuss in the next video. Thank you. Have a good reading.